Howdy folks, good afternoon. It is Saturday, September 18th, 2021, and I decided once again after being at work, I wanted to go over to Stump Pass again. But this particular time, I just want to focus upon one plant that I noticed as I was walking by right here. So as I was walking through, I noticed there is a staff member through the Stump Pass Beach State Park who is removing a particular type of plant. And from what I was learning, she was mentioning with me that they're removing this plant right here. Some of you may already know what this is, but for those of you who don't, this is known as a Gray Nickerbean, also known as a yellow nicker. And I say nicker as in like nickel, for instance, just to help rhyme, more or less. But here's what's interesting. Some people think that the Nickerbean is an invasive plant found in Florida. But actually, as a matter of fact, it isn't. It actually is native to Florida, but it just has the ability to spread rather rapidly just because of the fact that they produce so many seeds during its lifetime. And with that being said, for any seeds that don't have a chance to anchor within the soil, they'll most likely be bound to be transported via the ocean. So actually, as a matter of fact, this particular plant, you can find it in separate regions of the world, whether it be in Southeast Asia or even parts of Africa. But later on, as it gets into later development, I gotta pass through this ATV right here. But as it has a chance to grow, they'll actually produce these pods that are probably about that big, just as a reference, and has a bit of like a spiky covering. Kind of reminds you of looking at the head of a Venus flytrap. So just try to visualize that in your head. But it would be like a Venus flytrap on steroids, right? But what this pod does, it actually covers or protects two individual seeds. And that is actually how the plant really gets its name of Nickerbean. Because these seeds are probably about a decent size of a nickel. And they usually have a bit of a gray color. And that's how it really gets its name of Gray Nickerbean. But it's also called yellow nicker because earlier in development with the flowers, they're typically yellow in appearance. But give me a second, you guys. So as I was mentioning with you guys, I had to pass through a couple of different people, so I had to frame the video for a moment. But oftentimes, this plant has actually been believed to be useful for treating blood diseases. For instance, leukemia, for one. And it's also been used as a means of jewelry as well, especially the beans. Just because usually the beans are very hard, and they're probably about that size, approximately. But they are useful in jewelry, especially in Africa, as a matter of fact. And it's also had a usefulness of helping with fevers, I believe, and any stomach issues as well. But as I said, I promised to share an article that kind of elaborates a bit more on the medicinal benefit of the plant. But that is generally the gist of what the plant provides. But since they do grow so rapidly and so spread out, oftentimes in state parks, they want to control it, or otherwise it would act sort of like a mat wherever you walk on. But rest assured though, it is a native plant. It's not invasive by any means. So, thank goodness, right? It's a bit of a relief. But, yeah, so here you also have a chance to really glimpse upon the sea grapes. I actually made a post about the sea grapes not too long ago. It was dedicated to Tree Tuesdays. It's a little thing that I do every Tuesday in which I talk about trees in general. But yeah, just look at that view, you guys. I always liked this little spot right here at Stump Pass. You just have a chance to just see the glistening waters. And like I said, the Gulf right now is looking a lot better than what it has in the longest time. So it's finally about time that the red tide, knock on wood, has made its way out and has drifted away. Like I said, Stump Pass never disappoints whatsoever. So alright, you guys, I hope you learned something of value in the video. And honestly though, there really isn't much information as to whether this plant is really edible. But as always, with any plant, if you're not really sure it's edible, it's just best to stay away from it. Better safe than sorry, right? Unless if you know for certain. So, enjoy your Saturday, and once again, Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks. See ya.